Hello guys, this is Matson here. I got my mighty Caravan Brutosaur, also known as the Long Boy, as seen here on October 2nd, 2020. Back in 2018, I thought it was inferior to the Grand Expedition Yak due to the lack of a transmogrifier, but near the end of Battle for Azeroth, I started thinking I should get this mount or I never will. The road to this achievement was a long and mentally painful trip. I am going to tell you the story of how I made the gold for this and how it affected my mental health. This all began on May 18th earlier this year. I had a head start of 640,000 gold. I started by farming old materials like nether dragon scales and cobra scales, but I wanted guaranteed gold, not some shit that would take a long time to sell and not profit well before it does. So I started by doing all Mr. Pandaria raids and Warlords of Draenor raids on all applicable difficulties on all my 120 toons on Area 52. But the more I did it, the more burnt out I was getting, and the more I thought, this would be impossible to run all those raids on 7 characters within a week. I already had to stop raiding in both retail and classic to do this. The next week I decided to just run Throne of Thunder, Siege of Orgrimmar, and all WoD raids on all difficulties. But soon I only did all the WoD raids, which still netted 28,000 gold per day. I ran all the WoD raids on 1 character per day, and I had 7 characters on which I was doing this, so it was every day. Speaking of Classic, this endeavor had initially destroyed my relationship with my Classic WoW guild. On May 20th, they were telling me I was not going to make it unless I was selling carries. I wasn't having their shit and left their Discord in a fit of rage. That was the first sign that this wasn't going to be a painless quest. I was going on with the raw gold making with Warlords raids until June 15th, when my dad and his girlfriend came to my Missouri home from Wyoming. They were there to witness my graduation from high school on June 18th. By the way, I was finished with high school on May 13th. The day after, I was on my way with them to Wyoming to stay for what I hoped was going to be a month. They gave me a laptop which, while I may use it for computer science classes, is absolutely abysmal for playing World of Warcraft. That, combined with the time I was spending having fun in Wyoming, had left me unable to farm Draenor raids for gold, although I still checked my character's auctions and I farmed Serenite and Titanium and Ice Crown. In July, the day I was told I would be going back home to Missouri in mid-August, was the same day I found out the Brutosaur would be removed from its vendor and taken to the black market auction house in the Shadowlands pre-patch, not launch as I had originally hoped. As for when the pre-patch would come out, I was hoping to be mid-October. I was doing my best to hold on to hope while waiting for the day I go home. I was thinking of solutions to fix my problem. I could buy WoW tokens and sell them on the auction house to get hundreds of thousands of gold, or try advertising for a boosting community. Mom told me that I can use WoW tokens as a last resort, so I decided to try advertising for a boosting community when I got home. At first, I preemptively joined Gallywix, but they got shut down due to a real money trade scandal before I got home. So I tried SNL. I finally came home on August 14th. 2 days later, I tried advertising for the SNL boosting community. It was pretty hard to understand at first, with all the price asking from potential customers, but I did make over 200k before stopping for it because I was very skeptical of this job and didn't like the prospect of spamming a sales macro in trade chat all day with a less than desirable amount of sales made due to competition with other boosting communities. Assuming that the pre-patch would come out on the 29th of September, I gave up and instead geared alts, leveled professions, and passively made gold to prepare for Shadowlands. I hated that all the effort I put into making 2.1 million gold from 640k would have been for nothing, but I reluctantly accepted it. The pre-patch did not come on the 29th, so I then assumed it would come on October 6th. However, on October 1st, Blizzard announced they had delayed the release of Shadowlands and that the pre-patch would be released on October 13th. While everyone was relieved they were delaying Shadowlands because it was not ready for release, I was shattered that I quit gold farming a month before that. I felt more depressed and insane than I had ever been, and I really needed help. I already envy a lot of WoW players for their achievements that I don't have, but the thought of having to waste all my gold on the Brutosaur on the BMAH before anyone else does in Shadowlands, while people just farm 5 million with ease in Battle for Azeroth, led to me freaking out. Thankfully, in my darkest hour, my fellow guildmate DeBestin offered me a small gambling game. I beat him with a simple slash roll 3 times in a row, and it gives me the remaining gold I need for the Longboy. After some bad luck with third rolls, I won. I mailed a bunch of gold from my alts to my main, then bought the Brutosaur 11 days before the Shadowlands pre-patch, and my sanity had been restored. With that, I thank everyone who has helped me with this quest, including my guild Toast, my guildmate DeBestin, and the SNL boosting community, as well as content creators like Kraken Latte, Rusty Obra, and Once by Gold for their gold making guides, for helping me make it to 5 million gold. Now I'm a bit broke, and I'm farming some gold to get back on track. Thanks for watching, brothers. Have a nice day or night. Goodbye.